This is the brand new LEGO Star Wars 75388 Jedi Bob's Starfighter, which released on the 1st of August 2024, and it costs £35 here in the UK, which does seem a little bit expensive. But of course, if you've been watching the channel for a long time, you know I like to buy my LEGO discounted, and I managed to get it for £23, which is a much better price if you ask me. This set is featured in the new LEGO Star Wars animation Rebuild the Galaxy, which I haven't actually seen yet, but it does look pretty cool. This set comes with 3 minifigures, Jedi Bob of course, an Akbar Trooper, interesting choice, and we all need a Gonk Droid, and here we have Servo SRVO. And from the initial box pictures we can see that this 305-piece set does look a little bit more beefed up compared to the typical Starfighters we've seen before, for example Obi-Wan's. It looks like we've got a little storage compartment down below, and the spring-loaded shooters as well, but I can't see any stud shooters. Inside the box we have 4 numbered bags, although it doesn't look like there's many pieces in each bag, but I guess since this set is only rated 8+, the build experience has to be pretty simple. And for some odd reason, this piece was just loose inside the box, didn't come in the bag, but the opposite one is included in the bag? What's up with that, LEGO? I'm not going to mention the fact that these bags are still plastic and not paper, because I keep doing that now, and I guess it is what it is. Also inside the box is 1 instruction booklet and 1 pretty small sticker sheet. The instruction booklet is surprisingly thick, and there are 110 steps across 94 pages. And I just noticed on the inside of the instructions is this advertisement encouraging you to join the 25th anniversary at lego.com. And at the back of the instructions is just an advertisement for some other sets from the Rebuild the Galaxy series, with the Dark Falcon, the new mashup X-Wing and TIE Fighter set, and of course the Starfighter. These are the only leftover parts. I'm just going to say it right off the bat, I really like this Jedi Bob's Starfighter here. It's a good improvement over the Obi-Wan Starfighter they did back in 2022, which I recently reviewed, and I will make a comparison between the two at the end, but they've got it all covered. You know, the shaping is pretty clear, that triangular shaping. There's minimal gaps between the wings and the main body, and just looking at the side of it from the cockpit there, it's not flat like the Obi-Wan's was. That's just, they got the shaping right. They did it, LEGO. Well done. The new trans black colour here is very dark, almost, well, not so much transparent, but let's pop Jedi Bob in there and see what it's like. So to pop him in there, all you need to do is lift it up, and inside it's a printed console piece. Some weird colours there with the pink and the tan, but that's not too bad. And there's a little bit of gap underneath, but you're not really going to lose anything out of that. But it's not too bad, and I reckon you could modify that slightly if you didn't want that there. Got a headrest as well. And since Jedi Bob does have a cape, it's one of the soft, flowy ones, so he should just no problem at all. And just like that, he sits in. Does have to have his arms quite high up, but it's not too bad. There we go. And yeah, you can see his face. That's all that counts, right? That's all you need. Another thing I really like about this set is how they've done the colour blocking by just using parts. I mean, sure, there's a couple of stickers here, and then mirrored on the other wing, but they're good quality and a great colour match as well. Just take some care trying to line them up so you get that clear red stripe going through. But otherwise, plate building to get the colours, again, using these new wedge triangular pieces, it's great. I'm sure LEGO didn't have these parts in the past, but they're using the new ones to good effect. And we've also got a couple of stickers on here and here as well. There is a slight colour difference with the white, but it's not too bad in this instance, I think. And just underneath this one is another hidden compartment, which looks like Jedi Bob was doing his grocery shopping before getting involved in a fight. We've got a banana here and a milk carton, but if I take this out, it doesn't have any printing on it. Not even the Star Wars blue milk or the regular Lego City milk pattern. Come on, LEGO, you could have done that. And although we do get a droid in the set, there is nowhere for him to be on the ship, so he can't, you know, hide away or be stored away, so he's just down on the ground. We've also got these guns represented on the side. I think they look great, really add some nice menacing details to the whole thing. And if you want to keep your lightsaber and flick-fire missiles safe, instead of accidentally launching them off, you can easily clip them underneath. And the lightsaber there is just attached using the stud in through this Technic piece. It holds it together, so that's pretty handy. And to launch a missile, all you have to do is just flick it on the back and it'll fire off and probably get lost. It does have a stand, although given how the front engines are here, it doesn't really need it because it will work just fine without it, but you can move it out of the way if you want. And then for the rear stand, it just kind of rests on these bricks, similar to the Obi-Wan Starfighter. But otherwise, again, it just rests on the wings. It does get pretty low to the ground as well. Around the back, I think they did a great job with the tail shaping, how that comes together. Very nice, satisfying building technique. And then you've got the 3 engines out the back as well. And that's a similar design repeated here at the front. And I really like how they use the ice skating piece here just to add the extra detail. It's just a good part usage. Nice one, LEGO. And taking a close look at the minifigures, of course, is the all-important Jedi Bob. Longly awaited, longly anticipated, and a surprise to many. And I'm just going to be honest, it seems so weird for me to see a yellow-skinned LEGO Star Wars character in 2024. Of course, this is how they started back in the early days before LEGO transitioned to the tan colour scheme. But this is such a faithful recreation, although with some modern updates. For example, the LEGO use a different colour brown and a different colour grey nowadays, but this is as close as they could get it. And to make it extra special, it's not an exact reproduction because it does have some deliberate weathering on the torso and on the face print there, so it looks like this minifigure has, he's been through a lot of stuff. And since other alien species exist in the Star Wars universe, it's not hard to imagine him fitting perfectly alongside modern day Star Wars characters. And unlike the original Jedi Bob, this one does feature an alternate face print where he looks a little bit more angry. There isn't any printing on the back of the torso, but I think given the cape and the whole retro aesthetic to it, I'm not too mad about that. I think in this instance, less is more, especially where you're trying to recreate a classic character like this one. As for the other minifigure included in this set, we have an Akbar Trooper, something a little bit random if you ask me, using Clone Trooper armor. It's appropriate, Rebuild the Galaxy. It's a bit of a mashup, bit of a what if, Star Wars timeline, all sorts going on, and this just makes sense in terms of that context. But typical Star Wars blaster here, no stud shooter or anything. Good printing on the head, I think that's really nicely done with the eyes as well. Yeah, just a little bit strange. But if I'm honest, I would have preferred to have seen a classic Phase 1 Clone Trooper instead. And lastly, we have the Gonk droid. Do you count this as a minifigure? LEGO certainly do. I'm not sure if I do. Sure, Gonks are great characters in their own right, but it's just not a minifigure though, is it really? Although I do like the colour scheme of this one, the sand blue, the dark blue, the light grey, it works really well. I like how it just isn't like black or grey or anything. Yeah, pretty basic, but it's a nice colour scheme, I suppose, is the best thing I have to say about this. And here it is alongside Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, and you can see some of the difference are pretty obvious already. For example, the tip. Here it's kind of squared off, flattened, and then for Jedi Bob it's nice and pointed as it should be. And then alongside Obi-Wan's, one of my main criticisms of this set was the gap between the wings. And yeah, there are people came up with some fixes on Rebrickable, but they shouldn't have had to do that. So I like how the new one, they've used the plates with the rail pieces alongside to fill that gap in nicely, which is exactly what this needed. Another thing, you can just see how flat the cockpit was along the sides, so I like how they've improved that shaping with Jedi Bobs here using the curves. It's just so much nicer. And I think even though the colour schemes are, well, this is appropriate and this looks nice, I think the red and white just looks so vibrant and fresh compared to the dark red and white, which I know it's not really a fair criticism on this because this is what it should be, but it's just an interesting note. Obi-Wan's did have a spot for the droid, at least, well, just the head of the astromech, but it could fit on there, and this one features stud shooters on the top and no other shooters underneath. Where, of course, Jedi Bob's does not feature any stud shooters and does have the missiles underneath and just the extra engines and the extra guns on the side. It's similar to Anakin's custom Jedi Starfighter. It's fun to see Jedi Bob has definitely took some extra upgrades for his Starfighter. And just by seeing these two side by side, since I like Jedi Bob's Starfighter so much, tempting me to customize Obi-Wan's over here, but sometimes I'm a bit of a LEGO set purist and I don't like customizing sets. Oh, what do I do? Tell me in the comments. Overall, I think this is a really solid LEGO Starfighter for Star Wars. I can't really think of anything that I hate about it. It's just that good. Apart from the price, which, try and wait for a good discount, 20%, 25% off. I don't think it's worth £35. I paid $23 for it, and I think, it's more of a sweet spot for it, which is pretty good. Does have more pieces than the Obi-Wan set, of course. Is more to it, is a bit more bulkier. It is still a Starfighter at the end of the day, although a very good one at that. What do you guys think about the set? Tell me in the comments below, and I'll see you next time for another LEGO review coming real soon. Bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends.